Okay. Very intimate group today. So this is going to be kind of cool. Welcome to week 2. Everyone's surviving. You guys doing okay? Numbers are growing. I'm going to show you something today. I know last week I mentioned that there's obviously ebbs and flows when it comes to trends, keywords, Pinterest, any search engine. And so I know that I kind of put the disclaimer on there. Like, if you see your numbers growing, it's very exciting. You can make a lot of money with 0 followers. So we're not addicted to the followers number. We do pay attention to those monthly views, but the monthly views, right? What goes up must come down, and it is going to happen. When it does, I don't want anyone to freak out. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't expect you to remember. But last week when I showed my Pinterest account, I had about, I think it was like 117,000 monthly views. So that's 117,000 people that are seeing my pins and stuff. So when I logged in this morning, look where I'm at right now. 47,400 monthly views. So I am showing you this because I consider, like, the Pinterest Marketing Academy, we're kind of the baby bears, right? We're learning, we're going through the course modules, and it's hard mentally for most people to disassociate the fact that Pinterest is not a social media platform. So we're in the instant gratification mentality, in the continuous growth mentality. And what I want to show you is that the monthly views, they're going to decrease, but they're also going to increase when it is time. It's always about those ebbs and flows, and it's about keywords. So I thought, being that my numbers dipped, this was kind of a good teaching moment. So any questions? Let me stop share. Any questions? And hello to everyone who just joined us. If you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Beautiful. So in the Pinterest Marketing Academy, I had to keep it in a way where we didn't talk about collaboration. I didn't teach collaboration at all in those modules, because it was very important to me that you walk through those modules with a very clear understanding of how to set up your boards, right? If you're super OCD and you like the sections, how to set up the sections, how to use your keywords, and just really stick to you as that number 1 priority, because you should be. So how do we get viral exposure? And the truth is, it's through collaboration, and it's through something called communities. So today we're going to do 2 things. And this is like our big training for the month. So you may have to kind of absorb it. You are going to have to go play with it. Next week when we meet, that is the hot seat coaching. So I'm going to take as many people as we can through our hour together. I know we have some volunteers already. And I'm going to be diving very, very deeply into your Pinterest account. Let's look at the keywords you're using. How are your boards set up? What do your pins look like? How are you talking to people? So that's the hot seat. And then week 4, which is the last week of October, it is a straight Q&A. So I want you to take the next week or so and play with what I'm going to show you today. Go mess it up, and then bring your questions back through the Q&A. And if you're super impatient, then post them in the Facebook group and just make sure that you tag me. All right. 2 things we're working on. Has anyone heard of an app or a software called Tailwind? Okay, very cool. It's kind of a split room. So Tailwind has been around for years. I think I've been using them maybe since like 2016, 2017. They've been around for a long time. And it started out as almost like a buffer or a Hootsuite where you could post and schedule your content out. and it links with Instagram. It also links with Pinterest. So over the years, it has become, if you ever hear other Pinterest trainers teaching about communities, Tailwind is where we find these communities. And I do want you to know that everything I show you through the whole mastermind, there is no additional cost. I know some people freak out. They're like, I've paid all this money to be here. If I need this and this and this and this to do it, you don't. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat in Zoom. This is how you're going to set up your free Tailwind account. Hear me loud and clear. You do not need the paid version. Okay. For what we're going to do, you don't need to spend any money. It is free. If you choose to link Pinterest and Instagram and you choose to use more additional tools, then you'll have to upgrade to a free plan. This is my affiliate link that they allowed me to share. I don't get anything out of it because we're working off free, probably forever. If you choose to upgrade, my link will give you 50 credits for their artificial intelligence copywriting, which means in seconds, it will write your pins for you. It will write your Instagram post for you if you choose to use that. But I'm being very clear, you don't. Okay. All right, we're going to head over to Tailwind. And that's part one. The other part for today is what is called a straight up collaboration board on Pinterest. Why do we use them? How do we use them? How could you incorporate them into your world, your life? And how are we going to work together as a group to get you those viral views? Now, you might look at my views and be like, oh, if she's using Tailwind and she's telling us we can get millions of views, why aren't Kim's views like that? I have chosen over the last, honestly, probably 6 months to be completely organic in the sense where it's just me and my efforts alone. One, for training purposes, because I had to do and create so many modules. And I knew that you guys were our founding group. So I wanted to really start off with a clean slate so that my numbers didn't feel so intimidating that you were like, great, that's her. Could that happen for me? And the answer is absolutely, it will, and it is going to. All right. So when you create your Tailwind account, there's a lot of things here. I don't want to get lost in the weeds. I don't need you to have another tool to cause you anxiety, right? All you're going to do is you're going to open your account for free. And all we're focusing on together is what's called communities. That is it. Again, if you choose to go further, it's on you. So we would start on your home screen. There's a lot of great, very short training videos here. So it's going to start and say, hey, lock arms with either Instagram or Pinterest. It's up to you. We're here for Pinterest. So when you click on your Pinterest, and this will make sense as you're kind of starting and going through it, but I want to get to the training, not the tutorials. It's just going to have you put in your Pinterest credentials. What's your email? What's your password? And then you are linked to Pinterest. Excuse me. So I want to click on communities because this is really going to be the meat of where we're spending our time. And you can see here, at least you could, there was a drop down and it showed the Pinterest icon. If you are on or logged in as Instagram, it will show the Instagram icon. So it's going to be very clear visually which account you're working from. Is it Pinterest or is it Instagram? Communities are for Pinterest. All right. So as soon as I logged in, I'm going to just get our video out of the way. It says 2 new reshares received. So this point of having communities is for you to be able to join a community that is in your specific niche. All right. So this is kind of the dashboard. And I'm going to click on this button right here. It says find a community. It's loading, it's thinking. It's probably the beach Wi-Fi. Okay. So when you're on the free version, you can have right here, it tells you, you can have 5 different communities and you can schedule up to 30 like posts. If you want to schedule your pins from right inside of Tailwind, you can. I am going to teach you how to not schedule your own pins from Tailwind, but how to share other people's. So what we're looking for first and foremost is to find a community that is fitting of your niche. What are the things that you want to share? So we do have to do one of 2 things. Number one is we have to drop that like competitive ego, right? You just can't worry that if you share someone else's pin, are they going to get the business and not you? That is a genuine concern for a lot of people. So number one, you either have to let that go and just say, you know what, Lord, or the universe, like I believe in abundance. I don't function out of fear or scarcity. So I'm okay sharing because it is going to be reciprocated. Or you're going to very intentionally look for pins that may complement you and don't take away from what you're doing. One example of that is I teach Pinterest, and I'm also a ninja Facebook strategist. Like when it comes to Facebook, I just will never be ever outdone. I don't teach blogging and I don't teach threads, which is the meta version of X or Twitter. So when I'm in my community, I like to find things that complement, but don't take away. So I'm not going to go find a Pinterest trainer and pin her stuff. I'm just not going to do it. I will pin someone who's teaching about blogging, someone who's teaching about threads, because I find that's still valuable to my audience. And it's comprehensive, right? It adds to what I'm doing. It doesn't take away from it. So I got rid of our video just so my screen, but if someone wants to unmute, and let's look at this together. We've got all these communities. Number one is the lifestyle category. So right now it shows that there's over 2,310 communities just in that lifestyle bubble. Next, we have marketing. There's over 1,270 communities. Kids and parenting. Someone like Kelly, who's a life coach, you may find yourself looking through the lifestyle category and the kids and parenting category and the family category, right? We've got education, travel, home decor. So Julie, you're going to be in that category. Food and drink, DIY and crafts. Again, family, health and fitness. Kara, I think that's your category. Women's fashion, and then holidays and events. So who wants to come out and play? Just unmute yourself.
I'll play.
Okay.
No, I don't want to.
Is that you, Kelly?
Yeah.
Cool. Now we see other popular community topics, and there's a lot of things here. So if you wanted to even niche down a little further, we've got Amazon, animals, art, backpacking, right? I'm not going to read them all to you, but you can see. So Kelly, if you were on your own outside of this group, and we're just doing a little bit of research right now, is there anything that's like, pick me?
In the bottom categories, or it doesn't matter.
Nope, either, any of them.
I'd say lifestyle.
Lifestyle. That's what I thought too. Okay. So here we are under lifestyle, and then it opens up all of the subcategories. So now you could pick, we're looking for this niche. Where do we think we could find a good community? The purpose of a community is 2 things. One, we come into the community. There's usually thousands of people in each community, literally thousands. And so what you're doing is you're going through the community to find the pins that are there, and we simply share those to your Pinterest boards. That shows the community, I'm here to play, and I'm here to play fair. When you start sharing other people's pins, you have thousands of other people in that same community that are now going to reciprocate. So now you can load the pins of your choice into the community. And once you do, all of those people in that group are now going to be sharing your pins. This gets really, really fun really quickly. The trick is to find an active community where there is reciprocal activity going on. So I wanted to come out of the gate with this now, leading you up to Christmas and beyond, so that we can come out of the gates and get your pins. I'm assuming you're all pinning consistently. We can start getting your pins out there relatively quick and get you that viral growth. So Kelly, I just want you to look through the subcategories. I know it's a little small, but we've got everything from Bible, budget, business, Christianity, crystals, dating, debt, decor, early retirement, entrepreneurs, essential oils, faith, family, finance, fitness, frugal living. You guys, this gets really fun. Gardening, mental health, marriage, midlife, mindfulness, healthy living, homemaking, mom, money, motherhood, motivation, natural living, organizing, parenting, personal development. It's all here. So pick one that we want to explore.
The first one I saw was personal growth.
Personal growth. Here it is, personal growth. Okay. Now, under the personal growth sub-tab, under lifestyle, we have 122 results for personal growth. This is the most important part of this activity. As we scroll down, the one at the very top, it shows that there's 6,178 members, and the activity is there. It's definitely there. So if we continue to scroll down, the rest of these, there's 100 members, but you have to request to join. So many times, if someone creates a community that's locked down like that, it might, let's use our group as an example. We could have a group called Pinfluencer, Mastermind, but only the 40 people in this mastermind are allowed to join. And then we would share each other's stuff out. So people create their own communities with their crowd, with their people. Those aren't usually where you see the activity. You're looking for more of a public community. So like this one here, this is working moms. There's only 104 members, but there's a lot of activity. Assuming this isn't someone's community, and we're not going to know that until we request to join, we'd say, you know what, let me in, because the more activity there is, the more likelihood of the reciprocation of your pins being shown out into the Pinterest community. So see the difference, there's 5,700 here, but the activity level is a lot lower than the one up here at the top. So if this were me, just not even having to scroll very far, I mean, you can see the difference between the public and the private communities. One, you just join and you're in. Two, your request, your members, and your activity level. So if we just keep scrolling just to get kind of a bird's eye view, yeah, it's kind of desolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, 157, but it's kind of good. There's kind of good activity. So in your case, Kelly, and everybody else, this is just trial and error. But if it were me, you know which one I'm going to choose. I'm going to come up here. We can preview. And then it's really up to you, like how often do you want to come into the community? How often do you want to share other people's pins? The more active you are, and I'll show you, they can actually see your activity in the group. So if you think you're going to hang around and just upload your own pins, no one is going to share them because we can actually see the activity of every single group member. So the more active you are, the more love and reciprocation you'll receive, assuming you've done a good job finding a healthy community. Makes sense? And I know the Wi-Fi is sucky, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to just pop out and ask.
Kim, what would be an unhealthy community? Like if we get into one, and then how would we tell that if it's not?
I would take maybe a week or two and do your due diligence to share other people's pins.
Okay.
Definitely make sure that you're uploading yours. So for like every one you share, I would upload one of yours. And after about a week or two, if you haven't had any reciprocation, that would irritate me and I'd probably leave and go find a new community. Good Lord.
And you said we specifically will upload into that community, so it won't be just like on our Pinterest, our own. Like, so we have to
Exactly.
do something separately in that community that
Yes.
uploads. Okay.
So Kelly, that's taken a while to load. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go into my existing communities. I'm just going to kind of pretend that we're in yours because I want you guys to really see what this looks like.
Okay.
Okay. So right here, you're going to have a drop down based on how many communities you're in. Since I've been in these communities, this one called Purpose Driven Entrepreneurs, they've reshared my pins only 3 times. You can see by this red number. Blogging, digital, and social media, they've repinned my stuff 2 times. But again, when I came in here, I made the decision to not be very active because I was like, once I learned that I was going to do this mastermind, I really wanted to do this with you. So if I'm going to stick with the blogging, digital, and social media, it's going to tell you what the community is about. So again, you've seen all of the kind of topics and then the subtopics. I think it's foolish to think that you, the bigger you, couldn't find a community that's within your niche. There's a community here for everything. So find one that speaks to, okay, this one here is for content creators, influencers, and entrepreneurs who love to share and promote great digital and social media marketing for business content. Great. It's a public group, which I like because I don't have to wait for approval. I can get in and get my hands dirty pretty quickly. Again, if you find a community that has great activity, you can apply to go in. Just keep in mind that some people, they're creating these communities in a selfish way. Like, it's my people, it's my tribe, you're not coming in. So that's why I usually start with the public ones first. And then here are all of the tags, right? It kind of speaks for itself, but then every single community is going to have guidelines. So pin educational, not blatantly self-promotion, high quality, vertical images, right? Do not use this tribe to promote your lead magnets. So they're pretty serious about that. And these are things you just want to keep in mind. If the link goes to a product page or a page whose primary purpose is to grab an email, it will be in violation. Good to know. Every single community is different. You can find communities that are just for sharing lead magnets. You can find communities that are just for selling your products or services. Any links to paid product pages will result in you being removed from the group. All right. No duplicates. So once you share, don't continuously reshare. Here we go. So far in this community, there's been 67,000 reshares. So it's an active group with only 1,900 members. So for me, it's going to show your personal results in the box down here. Look at this. So the number of times that this community has reshared my content is only twice. I want you to see this number. So only 2 times. That might deflate you and go, wow, only twice? Look what happened. Out of 2 shares, they reached for me 58,000 impressions. Wow. Not too shabby. And then down here, it's going to show all of the members. So Neil, he created this community. And then every member, you're going to see at a glance. So I have submitted 4 items and I've shared 9. And I try to keep that balance because I wanted to make sure that they're seeing from me, I'm giving more than I'm taking. And then like, let me hover over, here's Paul. If it's like, he has submitted 264 pieces of content. If I wanted to, I could chat with Paul, I could follow him, and I could visit his website and we could see his submissions. So if I like, this is my friend, I could filter this to see only his pins, and then I could share his pins on my Pinterest boards. Making sense so far? I kind of felt like we'd be drinking from a fire hose a little bit today. So here we go. The first one here has been shared 242 times. Why these 6 legal pages you need for your blog? It's not good English. Why these 6 legal pages you need for your blog? Okay. Outsourcing content writing, how to do it, and best practices. So this is someone's blog. If I wanted to repin this, it says, hey, type a board name. So all I did was click in there, and it's actually showing me all of my current boards. So I know I have one for blogs. At least I thought I did. Let me make sure. Affiliate marketing, email, Facebook, inspirational quotes. Threads. I thought I did. So if that's the case, let me tuck this under online marketing ideas. Okay. And it shows you, there's the board. I clicked on it and it kind of embedded it. I could click and select more. That would be 2. That would count as 2 shares for this person. So now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add this to my queue. And that congratulations, it was added, was very quick. It just popped up like super fast. But now in the top right-hand corner, it shows the number 1. And that's because I repinned it. They're going to see that. And as you know, gratitude, just to reciprocate, that's the whole purpose of communities. They're going to come in and start resharing my stuff. And I'm sorry, but 58,000 people were reached with 2 shares.
Right.
So that's the power of community. This is how, when I told you that people who have accounts that have millions of views, they're doing one of 2 things, maybe both. Number 1, they're here. They're using Tailwind Communities for that viral millions of exposure. Or number 2, they're running paid ads. That's the only 2 ways you can get to millions of views. Okay. I'm going to do one more. The complete guide to launching your podcast. Okay. I'm going to click in where it says board name. I'm going to scroll down. I've got a board called podcast. All right. Now I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add this to the queue. And boom, right here, your pin has been added to the queue. So what happens is that this system knows, based on your personal Pinterest analytics, when should things be pinned. So let me choose. Let me go to drafts. Let me see if I can dig. Let's go to Pinterest. No, I don't really go to the, maybe it's under here. Hey, Gladys. Original publisher. Okay. So it's under original publisher. And like I told you, it's been a little bit since I've been in here. So here's what you're going to see on the right-hand side. This is kind of like your calendar, because Tailwind and Pinterest are speaking to one another. So if we click on your schedule, and again, these are not things that I want you to get really, really hung up in. What happens is Tailwind will optimize your schedule because they really know better than we do. So all you have to do is click this green button that says generate a new smart schedule. Once you click that, it's like, boom, and it gives you the schedule. So what we're looking at is for my audience, Monday, it says, hey, we want you to pin 3 times. One at 2:58 a.m., one at 4:44 p.m., and then at 8:43 p.m. Those are some good spots. When I told you that we can pin up to 30 times a day if you want to, this was how. If you're sharing your lead magnets, if you're sharing your content, whatever that means to you, and you're doing that, 3 times a day, you could now come into communities and you could share, you can add manual time slots. You could open up 10 a day and you could come in here and just say, boom, add that to the queue, boom, add that to the queue, boom, add that to the queue. And now you're pinning your own content as well as your collaboration partners, which is going to give you massive exposure right out of the gate before they even share your stuff. Because if I'm pinning about podcasting and I'm pinning about blogging, but I don't have that content of my own, my account is picking up those keywords from their Pinterest. Now I'm being found. So I have a pretty good likelihood of people clicking around my account because they're nosy. They want to see what else I have. But now you have the community behind you. They are reciprocating, and now they're starting to share your pins out as well. So this is a very simultaneous effort. So here's what, in a glance, what your calendar, what your schedule should look like. So it's like, okay, great. Let's go look and see what is scheduled. And we did these 2 together. So we've got this first one going to this board, online marketing, at 4:44, because that's what time my smart schedule said. That's a great time. Once it's here, you choose. You can put it to draft mode, because now that you know, ooh, that's a good time for my audience. Who knows? Maybe you want to repin or pin one of your own pieces of content at that time. See how it does. And you could put this to draft mode. You could pin it now, or maybe you made a mistake. You could delete it. And then the next one, the podcast one that we did together, is going to go out at 8:43 this evening. And then here's kind of a glance for the rest of the week. So Tuesday, I know I have 3. I could go back to my communities. Let's say, okay, I'm going to switch. I want to switch it up a bit. I want to go play in this community. Now look at this. A little different, right? The community guidelines here do not say I cannot pin a lead magnet. So that's what I want to do. I might bring my pins in here. So I'll show you that next. This group has repinned only 3 of my pins, and those 3 pins has reached me over 10,800 people. So with 2 shares in the other group, I reached 58,000. That tells me that those people who are sharing probably have a more lively account, more active audience than this one. So now that you're seeing kind of from a strategic standpoint, it might behoove me to play in that other group a little bit more, but I might need a little more time, to kind of make that decision. So right out of the gate, this one here, how to create great content with Instagram. So I'm going to click in where it says type a board name, and I might look for social media marketing ideas. I'll scroll down and add it to the queue. So we had 3 open spots for Tuesday. This is going to go right into the first spot. And there you go. It's been added to the queue. So let me just stop for a second. How are you guys feeling? Is this a lot? And do you have questions?
I have a question.
Okay, Tara, how you doing, girl?
Good. So on the community, like the guidelines, when it says description, again, it kind of gives a list of, have vertical and all that. Description, is that kind of like like a nice cover that's saying what it is? Or, like, is it actually what's on the pin itself? I mean, like on the visual part?
Oh, the description is like literally like the written description of the pin itself.
Okay, so it's
Yep.
not the image.
Right, right.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do too is make sure like the importance of keywords. And if you've got those kind of buried into your description, they want to know that you're kind of lifting the community as well.
Okay, gotcha. And another quick question too, how often, if you said this, I might have missed it, do you, like how we have our daily dues with our own pins, like
Mhm.
how often do we participate with the communities, like on a weekly basis or?
Honestly, I might come in here for an hour a week. And what I'll do is in that 1 hour, maybe like a Saturday, it may be a Sunday, it's just an hour whenever you can carve that out. And you see how easy it is to just share, share, share. So what I'll do is I'll fill up my whole weekly calendar. And that might take me 20 minutes. And so now my stuff is scheduled to go out when it's supposed to. Now Tailwind will push that to Pinterest. And then the other 20 to 30 minutes of me kind of sorting through my pins and go, okay, which one fits the rules of this community? Where do I want to push traffic to? And those are the pins that I'm bringing into the community to share. So your stuff may take a little bit longer than you just kind of lining up the pins that are going to go out for you through the week. So I think an hour a week is the most that you should spend on this task.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kim, I have a question.
Hey, Karen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, maybe afternoon.
That's okay.
So when we are sharing our pins, and I think I heard someone ask this already, but these cannot be pins that we are already pinning, right? We need to create new sets of pins just for our sharing in the community.
No, just the opposite. Yeah. So you're going to actually take the pins that you've already pinned and you're going to just share them into this community. And I'm going to show you how to do that next.
Okay. I'm
Yep.
glad I asked then because I would have done it completely wrong.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
there's nothing new to create. It's just it's really, really simple. And this was meant to be like a nice addition to what you've already done so that it's not time consuming. It's not mentally draining. It's just, you're like a machine gun.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Hi, Carrie. Gladys, happy Thanksgiving. All right, let's continue then if you guys are good. Shout it out if you got a question. There's no problem. Okay. Now, if I wanted to see my pins up here, there's this filter. You can click yours, right? And these are the pins that I've added to the community. And it's nice to see really so that you know which look is being shared. So this one here, I've reshared 2 times by 2 different members of the community. So it's got the nice kind of glitter background. It's kind of got those stacked. So it's like, okay, aesthetically, people are sharing 1, something that looks good, and 2, something that makes sense for their audience. So right here, there's no reshares yet. It doesn't mean there won't be. This one here, there's no reshares yet, but look at the difference. How to delete each one that's kind of stacked with the text for me. Those are the 2 that have been shared. So that might be an indication for me to say, hey, I might want to create more pins that aesthetically look this way so that I can share it into this community and ride the wave. Again, that's an additional 10,000 people that they have reached for me that I wouldn't have reached without them, and 58,000 in the other community. Okay. Now, I always get stuck in this part, so I'm going to have to click around with you. I had to watch their videos a few times when I first got started. Carrie, it looked like you had a question. I just want to make sure you're kind of caught up to what we're doing here. You okay?
I don't have a question, but I'm not caught up. because I just got in, so I'm not exactly sure what we're doing.
Okay.
But I don't know how long you've been doing this, so I don't want to waste everybody's time.
You're good. We started, I don't know, like 40 minutes ago.
Okay, so I can go and rewatch it.
Definitely. Come on, Kim. Where is it?
Kim, can I ask you a quick question too?
Oh, here it is. Yep, absolutely.
In the communities, do we just do the pins only? Like, so we don't share like pin ideas or or carousels or?
I think it depends on the community, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
And once you kind of look through that, you'll be able to see what you can and can't get away with. This drives me batshit crazy, this part. It's so funny. You could repin your own stuff this way too, which is kind of silly. Yeah, I'm on the free trial. That's what I thought. You guys don't need to pay. This is not what I'm looking for. I may have to play with this and then do a video just showing you how to pull your pins. It's been a bit. Upload or create post. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. I'll look at create a carousel post. That's not what I'm looking for. I may have to play with that and just upload a quick video. What I want to show you is our collaboration board, and it's going to basically work the same way that the communities do. So let me pull one up right here. When you're scrolling through Pinterest, you've got all of your own boards, which obviously you know. And then if you come across a board that has this on the right-hand bottom corner, you see multiple bubbles with people's faces and maybe a number that's kind of showing you how many people are on that collaboration board. We've got about 15 here under the Life by Design umbrella. So if I click on this, a collaborative board with all things life, health, wealth, and business strategies. So essentially what Pinterest has done is they've allowed us to create a community right inside of Pinterest, which could potentially be faster if everyone is pinning to this board as one of your own, because essentially it is your board. You're just not having to go here into the communities to upload your stuff. This is really driving me nuts. It's tucked away. I don't want to leave it, and I'm going to be obsessing about it now. So if you had a community of your own, right? Maybe you have clients. Could you potentially create a collaboration board and make it an exclusive experience for people? Hey, I'm going to let you pin on this collaboration board for a length of time that you're my client, a length of time that we're working together. I have personally, and I've seen other people create a collaboration board. You've all seen the Facebook groups where you have to pay to play, right? It's X amount of dollars a month, and you're allowed to come into that Facebook group and you're allowed to add value, do a Facebook Live, whatever. You could create a collaboration board. And if you had a healthy audience, right? Or if people just want this experience, you could potentially create $7, $9, $27 a month for them to have this access to your board, to your audience, for the ability to pin. So it could, not saying for everybody, but it could potentially become a little stream of residual income. If you're like $7 a month, who wants to pin on this collaboration board? I've got X of millions of or monthly views a month, which you will get once we start using communities the way that you will over the next 90 days and beyond. Grow your account and then either incentivize people or charge a very nominal fee to let them come in and help you pin. So a lot of these things here, you can see based on the thumbnail, I know that these are YouTube videos. So if I were to click on this, I'm willing to bet right there, it's going to take us right to YouTube. So now what we're seeing is everybody is using their pinning skills, their keywords, promoting their stuff. And then this just becomes one of the boards that you're able to pin to as well. So everyone works together, your numbers grow together. Let me see. I'm going to click on share. I'm going to copy this link. And I'm going to put this in the chat. So if you click on that link, it's going to say request access to join. At least it should. I may have to invite you. You can create a pin code. I might need to invite everybody to it, which is fine because I'd like to have you guys on the board. Here we go. Invite collaborators. This is the link. Oh, damn it. That's the link I want. So let's see. Use the second link in the chat here. And I'll put this in Facebook and I will put this in the module area as well. So you have these clear buttons. That second link, now what would happen? Let me click on it just to show you. It's going to say, why isn't it working for me? Why isn't it working?
I just used it and accepted it with the second link.
Thank you. It's because I'm on the freaking board already. That's why. Okay. Thank you for that. So the second one, now here you go. I see you guys joining because the numbers are growing. So now when you're on your Pinterest account, you're going to see Life by Design as one of your boards, and you can pin whatever you want. You can pin as often as you want. You can pin, just go crazy. So now everyone in this board is basically working together. So the keywords are getting you visibility, getting you exposure. Other people are going to be seeing your stuff, and it's working inside of the Pinterest platform just exactly the same way the communities is.
So Kim, a question for you. So the links that we use and trying to stick with using a link once a day. Now, if I'm doing the community and I'm doing our collaboration board, those are not considered using the link. Can I use the same link 3 different places?
Absolutely.
And that's okay?
Yep.
I just can't use it on my own board in my own account more than once a day.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Please ask your questions.
I was just thinking, Kim, that we could maybe start a post in the Facebook group and everybody put their niche. And if there's a complementary niche, then we could start collab boards on our individual.
Absolutely.
Kind of support each other that way too.
That would be awesome. And then if you guys find communities that are working well for you as well in Tailwind, you know, share those, share them in the group. You can invite your friends. You can share this with people. Oh, this is really pissing me off. I'm going to stalk this. All right. That's what I will do. I'm going to figure out what the hell I'm doing. And then I will just do a Facebook Live and I'll record a module into the group just to show you how to bring your pins in. It is tricky. And once you get it, it's like, don't forget how to do it because now you're watching me struggle. You guys see the value in this? It's pretty crazy. I don't know how I just got there and I did it. I wish I could do it again because I wasn't sharing my screen. Look what I did. I don't know how I got here. I wish someone would have seen that. Just tell me how I got here. Well, that blows. This is what I was looking for. Now I have to emulate this. I'll do it again, I promise. Son of a bitch.
Does the thread at the top tell you anything?
Yeah, look at your URL at the top, and that should tell you you went to the dashboard to insights and went from there. We didn't see it because you had stopped sharing it exactly the moment you found
Of course,
you were.
right? Of course. How did I get there? Board list. Kim, are you shitting me right now?
Okay, where did you find insights?
All right. Okay. Did you guys see that? It was under published. All right, I'm not going to go back. We'll recap that in a second, but I click on published. So okay. These are our published pins on Pinterest. So let me find one. Nope, it's not what I wanted, Gladys. I lied. That was what I shared. So I was here, I clicked on published and it gives me these, but unfortunately, see what happens. It shows you the board that they're sent to. And I am Michelle Gifford. So these are the things that I have shown that are other people's. It really is a bitch to find it. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go figure this out and then I'm going to do a Facebook Live. Because this is going to piss me right off.
So Kim, you said for us not to use Tailwind for like scheduling our normal pins, that we should do it kind of on a manually basis because of the system or whatever.
I would. Yeah, I would do yours the way you know how. And then use Tailwind just to kind of come in and add other people's pins to the queue. So now we've gone now from however many times a day you're pinning. It could be once, it could be up to 10. I mean, that's really like beast mode because you're doing it the way you know how. Once you start sprinkling these pins in, it's like your manual pins, your organic pins are going, and then these are kind of like weaving in. So now you've taken your Pinterest account from potentially 1 to 2 pins a day up to 3, 4, 5, 10. I know a girl, her name is Kenda. She pins about 30 times a day, and that has created about $20,000 a month for her, because now her pins are getting in front of so many people. She has built a badass virtual spider web of leads, sales, service sales, product sales, all the things, just by pure mass of like numbers. Isn't that nuts?
Mhm.
So that's why I wanted to start with this, just to kind of show you guys how to use this, how to dive in, set up your account. Here we go. These are the guides I was looking at. I don't want to waste your time though. All right. Any
I have an
questions?
algorithm question if you're up for it.
I am.
So I understand that Pinterest doesn't utilize the same algorithm as like Facebook or Instagram. So I have the ability to schedule my Facebook or my social media posts through my CRM.
Mhm.
So for Pinterest, which one would you recommend? Doing it directly in Pinterest or doing it on the CRM, or do you think it wouldn't matter?
You know, anytime we use a CRM, we are going to limit exposure. It's like that with every single CRM. It's always better to do it organically, but I get why we use CRMs and schedulers. So if it's easier while you're in there to just add Pinterest into it, I would, knowing that it could take 3 to 6 months for a good solid return on investment. You might potentially be prolonging that a little bit by using the CRM. So if it were me, I would always say start organically if you can. Many of us are parents. We have businesses, jobs, families. We're like octopus. We need like 8 tentacles and we just don't have 8. So if it really is a time and sanity crunch, then I would say just use your CRM. But if you've got the time, if you've got the capacity, I would do it organically.
Okay. Thanks
Yeah.
for your advice, Kim. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Anybody else? I would get yourself set up with Tailwind, find your communities, kind of dig through, do what we did today, get established with, you can have up to 5. So I would do 5 if you can, whatever you can find. Start sharing. And I promise I will not leave you hanging. I will be back with, I need to search these videos to see how we got our pins in there. And then you've got that link for our collaboration board as well. That's no extra work. You don't need to reciprocate on that collaboration board. You don't need to share other people's pins. That's working together like harmoniously because everyone's pinning to it. So now everyone is going to get the attention of the quality of what that board brings to the table. Make sense? Cool. All right.
Did you say to find 5 communities to?
If you can, if you find 2 or 3, that's fine. I say 5 because I think some of them look great at the beginning, but they're going to be a bust. So if you kind of find those 5, give yourself that buffer room to maybe a week or 2, start putting your stuff, start sharing. There will be some of those groups that just don't reciprocate the way that we had hoped. Leave it. And then you're going to end up chiseling down those 2 to 3 that are like the real deal lifetime community for you. And the more you play, the more growth and visibility you'll have. All right. All right. Well, this is driving me nuts. So I'm going to go research this and I'll be in a Facebook group probably 10 minutes from now. Go, oh my God, it was right under my nose. Ugh. Have a great day, you guys. Go play, go mess it up, go make some friends. post in the group and please tag me if you have any questions. Or again, like Tara said, if you kind of want to co-collab with your niche to help each other out. This is kind of that collaboration season, and it's Q4. So the more we can do now, the better you're going to be November, December, January. All right. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for putting up with me today. I'll see you later. Happy Thanksgiving to our Canadians. Bye, guys.